Let's say you and I ran the #1 most successful investment managing firm in the entire world. We had clients who were billionaires. We had clients who were nation states. We had clients who were retirement funds, sovereign wealth funds. We had all these people. And we also had a retail-facing arm for the peasants. And we turned around and said to our clients, hey, here's what I'm going to do. I'm about to launch a Bitcoin ETF. It's coming next year. And all of my private nation states, billionaires, sovereign wealth funds, etc., said to me, okay, what's the play? And I told you that this is the game plan. We're going to take over the Bitcoin ETF world. We are going to then take control of the miners. Then we're going to take control of every widespread or downstream thing too that will benefit from Bitcoin. We're going to take over the energy sources that allow Bitcoin to be mined. Then we're going to own the miners. Then we're going to take over the derivatives platforms. Then we're going to, this is the whole plan. This is the plan for the next 10 years. And we're entering into Bitcoin because it is the scarcest, hardest, fastest asset on earth. And then you said to me, or our client said to us, but what are we going to do? Yeah, you're going to do the ETF, but that's for retail. What are we going to do? What would your answer be? I know what my answer would be. I would say, well, I have all of this leverage in my name, and I have all of this leverage in my firm's name. And when the world finds out that we're getting into Bitcoin in a retail public way, it's probably going to make some waves. So here's what I'm going to do. Just for our special clients. And by the way, this is why you need to subscribe to this channel, because my goal here is to let you know in the game plan of how people like Blackrock are thinking. And I need your help to get this message and the urgency of them taking these actions out there in front of people so people can get to 1 Bitcoin while they still have a chance. So please subscribe, help me spank the YouTube algorithm. Now, I and you would sit together and we would work out, okay, so which one of our private clients, the ones that have the most money with us, you know, the ones that have trusted us forever, we clearly want to get them outsized returns to what the retail would get, because at the end of the day, they have trusted us, so therefore we have to serve our clients. You know what I would do? I would present to you, my business partner, I would say, what we should probably do is set up a small vehicle where our private clients that want to take a little bit of risk while we work towards this can gain some exposure and benefit from the upside before retail comes into play. That's what I would probably do. So we call of our clients who have got, you know, BlackRock has $11 trillion, but, you know, the minimum might be you got to lodge, I don't know, let's say $1 billion, let's say. Well, we can call everyone who has over $5 billion and say, hey, we're about to do this. This is the game plan. It's coming out next year. But in the meantime, if you want some private exposure, we have this private, unopened to the public, not listed vehicle that you can utilize to gain some exposure. Would you like some exposure as we head towards this plan of exploding this in the retail market? What are they going to say? No. What are they going to say? No, I don't trust you. I don't trust the company that promoted ESG and bought up forest land to sell carbon credits. I don't trust the company who has arms and tentacles in every area of the entire world of finance. Of course they're going to say yes. And though that's what I would do and that's what you would do, and guess what? That's what BlackRock did. Because in 2022, BlackRock launched a private trust, probably similar to exactly what GBTC is, just for their internal clients. This is a one-way, basically, that's what it's a one-way black hole of Bitcoin that has been sitting there sucking up Bitcoin since 2022. I can't find any information on it. I don't know what the AUM is. I don't know how much money is in there. I don't know anything. It's private. It's not listed. The data's not available. I don't know who the investors are. I don't know anything. But it's been sitting there since 2022, and not many people are talking about it. Right? It was publicized a little bit, right? They put a blog post up. So there's a lot of conspiracies right now about, oh, BlackRock's front-running the market, BlackRock's front-running the market. And then you realize BlackRock could have been front-running the market since 2022. This private trust. Now, BlackRock is not going to sit there and say, we are just going to allocate. They actually have to present the investment to their clients. However, if I call all of my clients, you know, the minimum to get in is $1 billion, and now you got $5 billion with me, I'm going to call you and say, hey, we want to put a little bit of allocation into our private Bitcoin trust. No one will know about it, but it's ahead of our ETF that's coming. And remember, the way the trust works, probably the same way as GBTC. It's one way in. There is no way out for that Bitcoin. That trust is sitting there, and it has accumulated Bitcoin, and that Bitcoin will probably never, ever see the light of day, because those clients don't need to sell it. They're just waiting for that trust to pay off after the ETF comes out. So my question to you is, if you're sitting there going, you know, thinking like $1,000 net worther and the part of the $10 a month DCA gang, going, BlackRock's front running the markets. My question always was how, right? How? Because I can't just go and buy Bitcoin because they want to. They actually have to present it to clients. And then I discovered they've actually had a vehicle in Bitcoin sitting there since 2022, and it's set up, from what I can tell, the same way that GBTC is set up, which means there's no redemptions. It is a one-way black hole for Bitcoin. How much Bitcoin do you think they've accumulated during this bear market? I don't know. I don't know, because I can't find any information of how much Bitcoin is in there. It's not publicly listed. It has no aim to be public. I don't know what the AUM is on that private trust. I don't know who's been investing in that private trust, but BlackRock has found a way to get its most special clients into Bitcoin, should they wish, by launching this fund in 2022. They've been watching Grayscale, and they realize the problem with Grayscale is converting that is going to take a bit of time. So we'll let Grayscale fight that battle. But we can launch the private trust for our clients, and we can start sucking in an infinite amount of Bitcoin for our clients. Why do you think that all of this Bitcoin has been coming off the exchanges? It's not retail that's doing this. It's not suddenly the average person watching a YouTube video realizing that they need to hold their Bitcoin. This is an orchestrated institutional attack on Bitcoin, and BlackRock's had this facility since 2022. No one's been talking about it. And it's not even hidden. They put a blog post up on their website. It's not even hidden. So when someone tells me that BlackRock's acquiring Bitcoin secretly for their clients ahead of the ETF launch, yes, but no. Yes, they're doing it, but now we realize that they actually have a facility to be doing it. They can't just go out and just hold Bitcoin on their balance sheet waiting for the ETF to come out. They need clients to actually tell them, this is what we want you to do. And they've had one since 2022. So all of us are sitting here going, waiting for the ETF to launch. And of course, the best asset manager in the world has provided a facility for its best clients, institutional only, probably a certain net worth only, to front run everything that they knew was coming down the pipeline with their private trust. And again, I will say, I don't know what the AUM is on that private trust. I can't see who the investors are because I don't know where to find it. All we know is that they have one. All we know is that it's been operating since 2022. All we know is that in the market, Bitcoin has been flooding out of the exchanges. That's all we know. So who's the buyer? Recently, it was exposed that there's an account accumulating 100 Bitcoin every few hours. Is that the BlackRock private trust? I don't know. I'm speculating now. But what I'm trying to tell you with this is all of these people have set up solutions to allow the wealthiest, the most powerful to get in, and they only want to be in. There's no exit route on a private trust. They only want to be in. They want to be in the asset. And that's what we've been seeing. It's been reflecting in the amount of Bitcoin coming off exchanges. So, this is why it's extremely important to understand the institutional game. Because one day, you'll wake up like you probably did today, and Bitcoin's up from 39.5 to 41.5. Right? Almost 42,000. And then you start missing it. And how much pressure really needs to be there for Bitcoin to start running the way that we know it can start running? Not much. So that's why I keep saying, please subscribe. Please help me get this message out there. Please help me spank the YouTube algorithms to get this message out there faster and harder. And ultimately, despite what Blackrock is doing, despite what anyone else is doing, despite how many buyers are under there in the markets, not announcing their purchases, not announcing their Michael Saylor style purchases, but still making them. No matter how many people are there are still only 3 rules to Bitcoin. Step number 1, you buy Bitcoin. Step number 2, you shut the fuck up. And step number 3, you get fabulously wealthy.